Now see, today we are going to learn the binomial today we are going to learn the probability distribution. Probability distribution. So now what we are seeing that what is the requirement? We are doing our problems with the probability theory part. Then where the distribution, probability distribution is required. Why it is required? See, the problems that we are doing with probability theory, they are the small scale problems. Okay, like this, if we like the example that we can see over here, that is the example of experiment of tossing a coin twice, 2 times. Okay, but if I take an example, or you can say we can take an experiment of tossing the coin 50 times, then the sample space will be to find out the all possible outcomes, or the sample space, it will be a tedious task with those 50 outcomes. Okay, there will be so many events, will be a large scale events will be there, and then if I told you to find the probability of getting 2 head among them, then I need to select out among those outcomes where I am getting only 2 head, and then divide that outcomes with the total number of outcome, and then only I'll get the probability. So this will be a tedious task for us, since the problem then will be in large scale. Okay, so to overcome this difficulty, if the problem is there in large scale, probability distribution is introduced. To overcome the difficulty we are facing in probability theory, if the problem is there in large scale, probability distribution is introduced. How it will help us? How probability distribution help us for large scale problem, that we are going to learn in our further subsequent classes. Is it clear? Where is the requirement? Because with that problem, with 50 toss, we can't do with this concept of probability. It will be a tedious task for us if I have this much concept of probability theory. Is it clear to all? Okay, so now we are going to learn that's why we are going to learn the probability distribution, which that will makes our work easier if the problem is there in the form of large scale also. Okay, but before moving on to the formal definition or formal concept of probability distribution, some terms are there that we need to know, because without those terminologies we can't move on with our probability distribution concept. So let us learn those concepts at those terms at first, and then we will move on for our probability distribution. So I'm sharing the notes again. See, the very first concept of probability, to go for probability distribution, that is the concept of random variable. Concept of random variable. What it is? Look, it is nothing but a mapping. It is a function that maps the points of the sample space into the set of real numbers. Points of the sample space into the set of real numbers. That means it is actually, again I'm going for the whiteboard. Random variable is actually an association of the sample space points to some set of real numbers. To some set of real numbers. That means it is actually, say I'm taking a random variable x. Say I'm denoting a random variable with x. Okay, it is nothing but it is a mapping. It is a mapping which associate sample space, our sample space, sample space of the experiment to the set of real numbers. To the set of real numbers. So random variable, what it is doing? It is a mapping which is associating sample space points, or you can say the events of the sample space, to some real number system. Okay, how it is done? See, just now the experiment that we have taken, that is experiment of tossing a coin twice. So these are all our outcomes. So this is our sample space. Okay, now I am denoting a random variable. See, one more thing, that the random variable will always be denoted with capital letters. Random variable, as we have done in our set notification, random variable will always be denoted with capital letters, and the values of the random variable can be small letters. Okay, here a random variable capital X, which is taking the number of heads in the experiment, which is denoting the number of heads in the experiment. I am denoting a random variable which is taking the number of heads in the experiment we have performed. In the experiment we have performed. Right? So now see, we have performed an experiment of tossing the coin twice. Now one by one, I am going to assign the random variable for this particular experiment. See, look at the first event. Look at the first event. How many heads you are getting over here? If I go for the first event of our sample space, how many heads are there?
2 heads.
2 heads are there. So random variable, value of the random variable corresponding to this event will be 2. For the next event, what it will be?
0.
0. For the next event, what it will be?
1. 1.
1. Then next value?
1.
1.
1.
Next value, sorry, no more value. 2 outcomes are there. Sorry, 4 outcomes are there. So see, this is the values of the random variable 2, 0, 1, 1. So what is happening? It is actually associating the sample space points to the points of real number system 2, 0, 1, 1. These are nothing but the sample space points, but whenever I denote it as the random variable, there is a specific notation which is getting the notation, which is getting the part as a number of heads in the experiment, and accordingly the sample space points will take the structure of a real number system, that is 2011. So this association of sample space points to some set of real number R denotes what? Set of real numbers. Okay, to some set of real numbers is known as a random variable, is done by a random variable. So random variable is actually what? It is a mapping that associates sample space point to the set of real number. This is a mapping that which is associating our sample space point to some real numbers. Is it okay? What is a random variable? Is the concept is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it is nothing but an association between what? Between the sample space points and a real number system. Okay, so next, again I'll go for the note. See, the same example that they have taken that we have just done. Next part, 2 types of random variables are there throughout the chapter. One is discrete random variable, another one is continuous random variable. Okay, discrete random variable is what? See, a random variable which can take some isolated, only some isolated points or only some isolated values. They are called discrete random variable. But if a random variable can take any value within a specified interval, then that random variable is known as continuous random variable. Okay. So what they are saying that a random variable, discrete random variable means a random variable which can take only some isolated values. Only some isolated values. Say for example, I am taking a random variable x denoting the number of members in a family. Number of members in a family. Can you tell me what are the possible values? Denoting number of members in a family, right? So what are the values it can take? Either it could be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. Likewise, right? Okay, either there will be no member, no family, or only one member or 2 member. Can it be anywhere 2.7, 2.5,
No, ma'am.
3.1 এরকম কি হবে anywhere? Will it be possible? No. So that means what is happening over here? It is taking only some isolated point, 0, then only 1, after 1 only 2, after 2 only 3. No intermediate points are coming between two numbers. Okay, between any two numbers rather you can say. Okay, so this is the concept, or this is the part, this is an example for discrete random variable. This is the case of discrete random variable. Now if I go for continuous random variable, continuous random variable, say I am saying height of students in your class. X is a random variable denoting height of student, height of students in your class, height of students in your class. Then what are the values it can take? It can take, rather you can say, any value between 4 feet to 6 feet. Are you agreed with that?
Yes, ma'am.
It can take any value between, it can be 4.5, it can be 4.75, it can be 5.1, it can be 5.7. So between 4 feet to 6 feet, it can take any value. So this is a particular example for continuous random variable. Is the concept clear? What is the difference between a discrete and a continuous random variable? Is the concept clear for all? We are dealing with random variables. Now, two types of random variables we have learned. That is, one is discrete random variable, another one is continuous random variable. For discrete random variable, it is taking only some isolated or specific points. For continuous random variable, it is taking, it can take any point but within a specified interval. Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Next part, after having the concept of random variables, now I can go for the distribution function. Distribution function, how it is defined? Either you can say it is a distribution function, or we can say it is a cumulative distribution function. Distribution function or cumulative distribution function. Okay, what is that? A distribution function or cumulative, since cumulative distribution function, so it can also be abbreviated as the CDF. CDF, cumulative distribution function. A distribution function of a random variable x is given by, is denoted by rather first capital F of x, capital F of x, capital F small x, that is equals to probability minus infinity less than x less than equals to small x. What is this capital X? Capital X is the random variable. And a small x ta ki? What is this small x? It is a particular value of the random variable. Okay. So what is our distribution function? It is denoted as capital Fx, and it is nothing but a probability. Jokhoni capital Fx, x is a value of the random variable. Tale probability, how much it is going on? Probability that the random variable value ranging from minus infinity to that particular value of x. So if it is f2, then how much we will go? Probability minus infinity less than x less than equals to 2. Is it okay? Right. So in this way, distribution function is defined. Next, see, there is a note which will be required for our for doing the problems, nothing else. If your random variable value lies between xi and xi plus 1, between two consecutive values of xi and xi plus 1, greater than equal to xi, but look carefully. If your random variable value is greater than equal to xi and strictly less than xi plus 1, the next value, then capital Fx will be evaluated as probability at x equals to x0, probability x equals to x1. This is the initial value, initial point. This is the first one, next one, and then comes the next one. And how much we will go? Up to xi, up to xi, this part, up to xi. function is nothing but probability distribution function of at a particular point or at a particular variable. It is nothing but probability that random variable value ranging from minus infinity to that particular variable, up to that particular variable. Okay. Now comes to some properties of distribution are there. Well-known properties, nothing to, but simple proofs are there. You can do these proofs. I will give you the notes. Number one, properties. 0 less than equals to fx less than equals to 1. I'm moving it down. 0 less than equals to fx less than equals to 1. Can you tell me why it is so? Just one step justification is there. Why distribution function lies between 0 and 1?
Because, ma'am, it is the probability is not greater than 1.
Yes, because
it is an probability, and probability is greater than equals to 0 and not greater than equals to 1.
Very good. What it says that according to definition, we can see our capital Fx distribution function is nothing but a probability, and we know that probability values always lies between 0 and 1. So Fx value will always be lies between 0 and 1. Okay. Next, see, probability that a less than x less than equals to b, where a and b are any two constant points, any two specific points, 1, 2, 4.1, 4, 3, like this, any number. A and b are any numbers. So if I require to find this probability that x is our random variable value is greater than a and less than equals to b, then that can directly be done as fb minus f of a. F of b, fb means distribution function value at the point b, minus fa means distribution function value at the point a. Right? The proof is done over here. You can go through it. Very simple proof is there. Probability, distribution function fb minus f of a. So anywhere if I want to evaluate this probability, and if the distribution function part is known to us, then in terms of distribution function, we can do it as fb minus f of a. Right? Next property. See, I think there will be no problem in this proof. Okay, let's have a look on this also. See, where we are going, we are required to find out probability a less than x less than equals to b. So see, the events that I have taken, minus infinity to a and a to b, it is less than equals to a and it is strictly greater than a. So these two are obviously be mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive means they are not happening togetherly anywhere. So this is equals to a and this is strictly greater than a. That means it is not touching a at all. So these two regions are strictly different. Okay. Are you agreed with that? These two parts are totally different. So we can say them as mutually exclusive, and we can therefore probability of their union becomes sum. This plus sign means the union sign, nothing else. Okay, plus signifies for the union part. So probability of their union becomes sum of their probabilities. So probability of this plus probability of this equals to probability of minus infinity less than x less than equals to b. Are you agreed with this part? This step? Probability minus infinity less than x less than equals to a. Okay. So we are coming with at the right hand side minus infinity less than x less than equals to b. So just we require this thing at our left hand side. So this will be probability minus infinity to b minus infinity to a. What about this? What is this? Probability minus infinity to b. According to distribution function minus infinity to b, it will be fb. Similarly, probability minus infinity to a, what it will be? Minus infinity to a. If this is a, then it is fa. Okay. So likewise, we are writing it as fb minus fa. Right. So likewise, if we are going to evaluate probability a less than a by x lies between a and b, then it can be done by fb minus f of a. Is it clear to all? Is this clear to all?
ম্যাম আরেকবার
Yes,
রিপিট
ma'am.
করবেন ওই জায়গাটা
কোনটা বল?
এই মানে এফবি মাইনাস এফ এর থেকে এই জায়গা থেকে ওটা কি করে এলো
আচ্ছা,
মানে
this part is clear. Probability of minus
এখান থেকে
infinity
প্রবাবিলিটি নিলেন ওটা বুঝতে পেরেছি
minus এটা হলো up to this much is okay. Up to this much is okay.
হ্যাঁ
Okay. এবার দেখ, this is our f of b. This is our f of b. কেন না? What is our definition of fx? Definition of fx is probability that minus
Probability of-
infinity less than x less than equals to small x. এই small x টা কোথা থেকে আসছে? From where it is coming? This is f of small x.
এফ হ্যাঁ
Okay. তাহলে এখানে small x এর জায়গায় আমার এখানে কি আছে? What is there? Small b.
হ্যাঁ
তাহলে এটা কি হয়ে যাবে? f of small b.
ওখানে পুট হয়ে যাবে
হ্যাঁ,
আচ্ছা
ঠিক আছে। Similarly
হ্যাঁ,
এখানে কি আছে?
হ্যাঁ।
Small a less than equals to small a. So what it becomes? If
আচ্ছা।
this is small a, that means this is our fa.
ঠিক আছে
Right?
বুঝলাম
Okay. So in
হ্যাঁ।
this way, this is fb minus fa. Likewise, next some more properties are there. You can go through it. 3 নম্বরটা নিজেরা একটু দেখবি। If fx is monotonically increasing function, sorry, fx is a monotonically increasing function. That means it is not decreasing, increasing function. Okay, you can go through the part. Acha, next important part, which is a very good property which it is having, that is f of minus infinity is 0 and f of infinity is 1. Can you tell me why? F of minus infinity is 0 but f of infinity is 1. I am going to the definition. I'm opening the definition with you, and they are saying that I'm going for the whiteboard. then.
मैम सैंपल स्पेस माइनस इंफिनिटी नहीं हो सकता इसलिए 0
See, capital Fx क्या है? थोड़ा ध्यान से देखो, हम लिख रहे हैं इधर. I'm writing over here. See the notification that I'm getting that 8 minutes are left. We will rejoin again to continue the class. Okay. Some parts are there. If I don't finish, then it will be adhura hi reh jayega. Then we should continue. What is the definition? Fx equals to probability minus infinity less than x less than equals to, sorry, this is capital X less than equals to small x. This is our definition. Now they are saying that f of minus infinity becomes 0. Can you tell me why? One step answer is there. F of minus infinity is 0. Can you tell me why?
Ma'am, because x is greater than minus infinity. It is not equal to minus infinity.
X is greater than minus infinity.
Ma'am, মাঝখানে x আছে। minus infinity.
Anyone else? You are Arnav, you are going right, but still anyone else? Why they are writing f of minus infinity will be 0?
Ma'am, the variate cannot be 0. Minus.
Variate cannot be
capital
minus.
X
No, it
cannot
can be. It can be. F of negative point we can get. Because our x varies from minus infinity to x. So minus infinity, see, if I come, then so many negative points are there. See, what is happening over here? F of minus infinity means what? We need to define it as probability minus infinity less than equals to less than x and what? Less than or equals to, you can say, minus infinity. So see, what about your range? Your range is starting at minus infinity and ending at minus infinity. Are you getting any points over here? Are we getting any points in this range? It will be starting at minus infinity, ending at minus infinity. So we are not getting any points to find the probability. That's why the probability becomes 0. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that means we are getting the minimum value of probability. What is the minimum value of probability? That is equals to 0. Now you can tell me, I think, that why f of infinity in the next property, f infinity becomes 1. I expect this will be from you.
And because the x ranges from minus
ওটা
infinity
মাইনাস
to
ইনফিনিটি থেকে প্লাস ইনফিনিটির মধ্যে বিলং করছে।
Very good. The x range from minus infinity to plus infinity. So what is our conclusion? That means it is taking the whole range. It is taking the whole range. Whole range. The probability is taking the total all points. So sum of all points, sum of all probabilities, total probability, or rather you can say the maximum value of probability. What it will be? 1. Okay, if it is taking all points, that means it is taking total probability. So what is the value? Maximum value it can take minus infinity to infinity, that is equals to 1. That is why they are saying that in our note that f of infinity becomes 1 but f of minus infinity becomes 0. Is this much is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next day we will go for probability mass function, probability density function, and then a very important problem following the properties of PDF and PMF, that is probability mass function and probability density function.